Kerry, tell me what you really love to do. What are you passionate about?
Well, Sheralee, what I really enjoy is time to myself. I like to have 2 or 3 hours where I can just go somewhere that's nice, like out in the sun, maybe on the beach, on a nice sunny day, or even in the coffee shop when it's raining, and just do the things I want to do rather than things I have to do. Things like reading, listening to inspirational talks in a CD, or especially writing. And I find that from that I get inspiration to sort of help me move on.
Thank you. And can you tell me what your problem is? What have you come here to solve today?
Okay, my problem is that I want to go to that next level, and I want to be able to get there, but I don't have the finance to buy or to afford coaches and things who have been there already. And so I'm sort of in this no man's land where I haven't got a path, so it's about making things up as I go along, and hopefully it's like a time of faith, or a walk of faith, that I'm going to get there.
So you know where you want to go, you know it's expanding into the next level, but you don't feel you have the resources or the how to get you there?
Yeah, it's the stairs, the resources, you could say.
Thank you. We'll ask you to leave the room for a little while and then invite you back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me know when you've come up with a metaphor.
Yes, I've got one.
You can come back in now.
Welcome back.
Wow.
So I was thinking about what you said, that you're wanting to go to the next level and finding that you don't have the resources or the path to actually get you there. You don't know how to move forward. And it made me think about a story my father once told me. It was back when he was a young man, and he just finished university, and he had a bit of time on his hands, and he'd just purchased this really cool little sports car. It had a roof that you could take off it, and he thought he just would like to have a road trip and really enjoy this car. He happened to have a mate that was coming for the weekend, so he thought, well, I can't think of anyone better than my friend to take on this road trip, because every time I'm with him I just feel as if I can achieve anything, and he really inspires me and fills me up with confidence that I can get to where I'm going, whatever I want to do. He says doing it well, and he gives me tips and invaluable ideas on how to make things happen. And that'd just be really good, because I can just relax with him, we can have fun. So off we went. And they went in their car, took the roof off. It was a beautiful sunny day, and they went out into the countryside. They thought they'd wind their way through some little villages and maybe find something to eat, nice pub somewhere to stop. But they had no idea, hadn't been to this part of the countryside before, but they just enjoyed it. They were in the hedgerows, and the sun was just soaking into their heads and their bodies, and they felt warm, and they didn't really care about anything that was happening to them. So they just were enjoying the process and watching, the farmers and everybody going about their time. And they thought, well, maybe we should figure out a little bit. You know, my dad always likes to have a plan and know exactly where he's going, and that they're not going to get lost. His friend said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just find, you know, we'll go with the flow and we'll see what we come across." And so he just thought, "Oh, well, we'll just go with it." And driving along, smelling the trees and all the lovely conifers and seeing the fields full of wildflowers, it was just utopia. It was just the best thing. And his friend was telling him stories that made him really think of what he could do with his college degree and other things that he wanted to achieve and how to get there, and he just really wanted to get going. But they thought, we should maybe find somewhere to eat. We're starting to get a bit peckish, but didn't know, where any pub was or whatever happened. And his friend said, "Oh, don't worry. If we just sort of wander along here and something will turn up." And just as they're rounding the corner, see a sign, and it was an advertisement for the old stony pub by the trickling brook. Oh, perfect. Just when we need it, here's a pub. So off they go and they have a really delicious lunch, and it's beautiful, and everything they needed was there. And get back in the car and they sort of head further on in the journey, and my father's thinking, "Oh, well, I guess maybe we should worry about where we should stay. You know, got to have somewhere to go and spend the night, because if we get stuck out in the middle of nowhere, this car might not be so comfortable." His friend said, "Oh, don't worry, there'll be heaps of places to stay. I know there'll be something. It always turns up. Something always arrives just when you need it. Let's just enjoy the afternoon. It's such a beautiful afternoon." So they continued on their journey, and it was exactly as the friend said. It was just beautiful, and my father was driving along and just being in the sun, being with his friend. Everything was easy. He just knew that everything would be turning out fine. And all of a sudden there's all these sheep blocking the way. They're sort of walking down this country lane slowly, as sheep do, and father's behind, and they come near the farmer. And the farmer sort of calls out to them, "Hello," and they just start chatting to him and where he lives and what's around. And farmer, they say to him, "Oh, is there anywhere good that we can stay around here?" The farmer says, "Oh yeah, sure, if you just keep going down here a bit further and take a turn to the right and then another one to the left, you're sure to find a really great place to stay." So they, passed the sheep and took the road to the right and then to the left, and they didn't really come across anything, but they just knew that somewhere down here there was going to be a really great place to stay. And so as they drove off into the night, they just didn't worry about anything at all, just the answers would come.
Good stuff. Shall I go first? Oh, 5 minutes 40 seconds. 5 minutes 30 seconds. Okay, I thought it was very good. I thought it was very creative. Like, we haven't discussed the sheep bit, so that was new. I think the way that you thought it up was, I really like the fact that you really got the essence of what Kerry had said about what he gets out of what he does, and you completely changed it. Instead of being somewhere sitting in a cafe, stationary, you'd taken it on a car journey, and then you transposed the guy with an inspirational speaker with being some friend. At one point I thought some of it was a little bit literal, like it was obvious what you were saying, but I think that would be part of craftsmanship, and I think so I'd say, like, keeping with the essence and the energy, which is of course what really is going through to the subconscious, rather than the specifics. But all in all, yeah, I thought it was really, again, coming from the right place. You took your care to craft it because you were really trying to get in the result. And I think you had the right result, which was about the energy that carries in, as opposed to worrying about the specifics. and keeping that energy going while having the specifics handled. I think you really nailed that, and then what you crafted as a result of that focus, I thought was very good. And it was playful, I like that.
Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was the point. I'm waiting for, actually all the way through. I'm waiting for something to happen. It was very interesting. I was waiting for something to crash the car, or for it to rain, or for and I'm thinking, well, your father, the one who wants to plan things. That's what's going to be the lesson here. You need to plan things to make sure everything works out and everything. But the whole lesson was a bit of surprise in that you said, well, even with the sheep, I thought, what's going to happen here? There's got to be something that's going to happen. But the whole thing was about just chilling out and having the energy, put the energy into enjoying the ride, and having the faith that things will turn out. As long as you got the passion and the drive to move on. And the thing is, I get is that you should be enjoying this. It shouldn't be a drama. It should be something you enjoy. Because if this is going to be my life, then do I want to be worried all the time that things are going to turn out? Because it's always going to be moving, growing. So it's the fact that I'm actually enjoying, and I don't have to worry about things turning out wrong, knowing that there's always going to be something turning out right, even if I don't plan. So that was really good. The only thing that really threw me, I suppose, was that I think the craftsmanship of the actual talking can be improved. That's with all of us. One time you threw me when you said, and there we were, and you threw yourself into the picture. That sort of shocked me a little bit. But yeah, great accent for the farmer, with the sheep, and I think it's a really well thought out and a good message.